Maybe it's nice outside. Okay, maybe we'll start a little bit later today. So today we're working with paint, and I'll show the reference picture. But I'm working on a canvas sheet. You just need to use thick paper. So you will need a couple of things here. Oh, I didn't save my reference. Give me a second, everybody. I'm going to show the colors while I do that. So today we're doing a silhouette. We've done one similar to this before. So you will need white, red, I think yellow. This one is quite simple. Where's my yellow? And you will need, we never use black, but today you will be using black for the silhouette. That's it, just these couple of colors. And you need something to hold the paint as well as the paint. Paint brushes. Yellow.
In progress.
That yellow I have is very empty, so I guess I'll use that one for today. And I will find my reference. I need to save it on my tablet. You know what? You may need purple as well. I think we might, maybe purple or blue, just a little bit. But if you don't have it, that's fine as well. So I have my purple. So this is our reference for today. We did one similar to this, I think maybe a year ago, but this one is a little bit harder. It's a little bit more challenging. So I will leave this up for a little bit and see if anybody else is coming in today. Take this down. So if you are new, please use the thick paper. So you're provided with a thick paper, and it should be in separate sheets. So that's the one you want to use for painting. Or of course, if you have canvas or a canvas pad, you can use that as well. Okay, does anybody still need this? Going once, going twice. Okay, I will take this and turn my light back on.
What did you say? Table is 50.
Three hot 奶粉。
Okay, so we'll get started right away here. The first thing that we will do is paint the background. And in order to do that, we have to mix this orange. It's like a blurry red-orange color, so you will need quite a large brush. So find the biggest brush that you can. I think I'll use this one. And then we will need to mix up a very bright orange. So let's go ahead and do that. The palette is so dirty. Oh, that might be too much. So I'm starting with this red. And this yellow. And then don't worry about this part, but I will be adding some medium to this. Just because this paint is very concentrated, so don't worry about this part. So if you ever work with very concentrated the professional acrylics, you use something called medium, and it's basically like it's like watercolor for it's like water for watercolor. It's like adding water. It's just like a clear binder. So it looks white, but it doesn't actually have a color. And we mix that, we just like mix it into the paint so that it's not as intense. It also stretches out this paint longer because this type of paint comes in very, very small tubes and it's expensive. So if you ever really get into acrylic painting, you will be using medium. Okay, so let's begin here. Today, I want to create a gradient of orange and yellows. So in order to do this, I'm going to look at my picture, and it looks to me that this middle strip is red, the top strip is orange, and most of the bottom here is like a darkish purple color. So that's how I will begin, is to mix these three colors in a gradient. So that will be red. I think I can leave my red the way it is. And then one that's orange, so maybe I'll do it here. Okay, so that's pretty orange. I need to add some of the binder in. Like you can see once I add the binder, it doesn't change the color. It just, this is just a dilution, right? It dilutes the paint. But the paint still functions the same way. So I'm trying to create an orange color. It's still a little bit too red, I think. I think I need more yellow. I have this yellow as well, but it doesn't mix as well. Okay, so that's my orange. You can also add some white to your orange. I'm realizing now I squeezed out way too much paint, so now I have so much orange paint. So I'm going to begin and start placing this into the canvas. I'm going to start painting it on the canvas. So I'll start working that in the top. You may need to add the yellow at the top. You may need to add white. I think we'll do white. You can blend it in the pan or you can blend it on the actual page. If you're new to acrylic, acrylic is a little bit similar to oil. It doesn't blend as well. And it dries very quickly. So it's different from watercolor because we don't add water to acrylic usually, unless we're doing a wash. So it's supposed to be thick. You use it right out of the tube. You don't add water to it. And if you wash your brush, make sure to dry it very well using a towel or something. So it's supposed to be fairly thick. And you can see I'm just adding in the different gradients and then using the same brush to work it into the page. I want to get all those corners there. I don't want to leave any white spaces. So I'm really working this into the canvas. And then it gets darker as I move down. The only time you would add water is if you're really struggling to get the paint to flow anywhere. So maybe right now I will add a little bit of water just because my paint is not moving. But try to avoid adding water because it does dilute the paint and it makes it look watery. And just leave the streaks in there. Actually, at this point where the paint is still wet, you can add some of those streaks in there. So if you grab a bit of white, and the shadow is very intense. There we go. If you add white to your palette and soak up some of the extra paint, you can drag some of this across the page to create those streaks in the sky, and it looks very nice. Of course, you don't have to do this, but if you're looking for that nice fade in the sky, you can give this a try while your paint is still wet. Like that. And this strip here is going to be red, and this strip here is going to be kind of a dark, I will say purple color. So what we will need to do is mix that purple color. You can also use a bit of black. This is making a big shadow. Okay, so if I mix blue, oh, this one's, yeah, there we go. Come out, come out. If I mix blue with my red, I can get a deep purple. So I'm looking for, oops, that's the wrong pan. I'm looking for kind of a deep purple color. Oh, I'll just use this, I guess. Yeah, so something like this. It's almost like a black, right? So that's kind of what you're looking for. Then I'll just squeeze more red. Oh no! And the best thing about acrylic is once this dries, I can cover it right up and you won't see it. So nobody look at this right now. It's very acrylic is very nice in that you can cover mistakes as soon as they dry, but we'll have to wait for that to be dry. And in the meantime, I will continue layering on the red for the sky. So my red, see, it's almost drying, and I'm able to cover it quite easily. Just adding a little bit of water here so my paint flows more. And then very carefully, I'm gonna go in with my dark purple for the bottom. It's like a purple, blue. Dark blue, almost black color. And you're just gonna put this in and streak it into the top. You kind of need to use a bit of elbow pressure here to get the paint to go in. So that's very dark. Add a bit of water. So the sun will be here. And we will need to add a bit more red around this area. So if your brush is now dirty, you can use a clean brush. So not this one, but you can use a clean brush. Make sure it's clean and dry, and you can go in and try to see if you can blend, use it to blend. So this is called a dry brush. It's a technique we use. This one's not quite firm enough, but it's okay. Once you're done with the dark part here, you may need to wash your brush so that you don't contaminate the rest of this when you add in the sun. So this is a great time to wash your brush. And before we get started on the sun, we'll just give everybody a little more time to play with this and to blend out their background. We will be adding more red in the center. And then before this completely dries, I will go in with a bit of red. So with my red here, I am going to add it back into the middle. So watercolor doesn't let you do stuff like this, but acrylic does and oil does. So these two mediums are very forgiving. If you mess up, no big deal. Wait for it to dry and then just go back over it. If you find that you are really enjoying acrylic, you might want to consider investing in some oil paints because oil is very thick. It's like painting with butter. So that might be something you might want to try doing. And I think, you know, if enough people are interested, maybe we can make that a class. Okay, so let's start adding in our sun here. I'm just gonna draw it in with this white plus red. I'm just gonna start drawing it in. And then I need to grab another brush. So hopefully this doesn't dry. And I need to start the brush. This one. I'm going to start taking the other stuff, the dark side, and trying to drag that in. I think I need to make more of this dark color because it's not working for me. So I'll make some more of that dark color so that I can drag it into the sun. Unfortunately, this one, the sun is not blurry around. It's a very much, it's a distinct shape. It's a circle. Sometimes when we make the sun, it's like a blurry halo. There's like light around it, but this one, it's a circle. So try your best to make it round. it's a little bit difficult because we are trying to keep the roundness. Oops, that's too dark. So I think it'll take some playing, it'll take some experimentation before you get something that you are happy with. So take some time. And just play with it. See what you can come up with. Yeah. And I'm going to add more red into here. So you get something like that. And if you want, you can take red and add it into the sun. So if you want more red in there, go ahead and add it. So you can paint it in with a brush, like a thinner brush. And I'm also going to paint a spot of white in here and blend that in. Just right up here. I clean my brush and I try to blend that in there. Make it less bam in your face. Okay. So we'll wait for everybody to play with the background a little bit more. So see if you can get some of these funky things to show up, because we have to wait until this thing completely dries before we do the black silhouette. So we do have to wait. So if you're done, go grab a drink of water and take maybe a 10-minute break before this all dries.
distance.
Oops. Okay, so we'll resume again in about 2 more minutes. Oh, just kidding. This isn't dry yet. We'll say 5 more minutes. This is not drying. So we have to make sure our paper is dry before we do the next step. let's begin and start painting on our birds. So we will need black today, and you will need a very skinny brush. Brushes. Where's my skinny brush? I guess this one is okay. So find the thinnest brush that you possibly can. And for the silhouette, we're just using black. However, you can use a different color to sketch out your silhouette. That actually might be easier. So if you would like to use blue or some other color to sketch it out, that will be easier. But I will go in straight with the black. And we'll do this part together very slowly. So I'm not going to dilute my black just because it is a silhouette. And I will begin with my branch here. So I will draw my branch. Again, make sure your page is dry before you do this. So I'm going in and making some of these branches. This isn't the right brush to use. I'm going to switch. This one's not very good either. Where are my brushes? Why are they all thick? Maybe this one is okay. With this black, actually, it helps if you, oh, this one's very loose. It helps if you wet the tip of it because then the paint tends to flow a little bit easier. So if you wet the tip of it and then dip it in, it actually tends to work better. So if we're looking for a very narrow line, or else the paint, if it's too dry, it will get caught on the page and it won't, it doesn't flow properly. So you can add a bit of water to the tip of the brush. So draw in some of these branches. I think somebody is getting kicked out of the meeting. Or their computer's not working today. So I'm just using my very skinny brush and I'm trying to draw in a couple of very thin branches. And if you still don't have one of these very skinny detail brushes, May has these at her home that you can purchase. I'm pretty sure she still has them. They're like less than 50 cents for one. So these are great. And I'm not sure how well we'll be able to see this, but I will add a couple of branches on the bottom here. I'm not actually sure if you guys can see it on camera, but in real life, we can see it. I'm not sure. Usually the camera makes things look darker than they really are. And I think before we do the birds, we will practice one all together before we put it on our page. And we'll do that in a moment here. So just wait for everybody to finish playing around with that tree. And then I will show everybody how to make a crane on a different piece of paper. So you can grab a scrap piece of paper to follow along with me. I'm going to use this. Okay, I will show everybody how to make the crane. So the crane kind of has a diamond body. So I think it's like you would draw the diamond. So this is the body. If you think it's hard to draw a diamond, you can draw 2 triangles. I just want to make this simple for everybody. And then its neck is curved, so it goes up. And then it's curved. And then there's a head for the, or there's a ball. There's a ball for the head. And the beak, you can think of it as a line. So it's a line coming down from the head. That's it. It's no more than that. And then the wings doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what shape the wings are in, but the wings are like, I think the easiest way to draw is create the shape first. Something like that. And the tail, something like that. Maybe a little bit smaller. The feet, you just, this is very thick, but 2 lines. And then what you would do is, because it's a silhouette, all you have to do is fill in all of this. So I'm gonna use a bit of water to make this faster, but I will just fill it in. And then you just make your neck thicker here. Fill in the head. Add the wingtips. So very roughly, right? It's something like this. I see my tail is too long, but that's okay. So this is approximately the structure of the bird. So I think we should draw the body first. So I'll leave this on the page for a second so that everybody can practice. Okay. Let's begin on, oh, this is still in the way. Let's begin on our birds. So it's up to you where you want to put them. But the first thing I will do is mark down where their bodies will be. So there's one guy kind of up here. Again, I'm making 2 triangles for his body. And he's actually not that large. He's pretty small. And then I'm making 2 more triangles for the other guy, for this guy. He's about here, I would say. Nope. He's higher than there. Oh boy. Yeah, this guy. This guy should be higher. Okay. Ignore this line, everyone. That will be his leg. So please ignore this. That's his foot now. His body is actually higher. It's about here. So this guy is facing his triangle, his body is facing more upwards, and the other guy is more horizontal. So just because this is confusing, I will draw in the other leg. So now we can begin to draw the rest of the crane here, just for the sake of time. So, okay, I hate this one. So let's start with this guy. The neck. And then for the other guy is actually like a different shape. So his head is like this. And then there is a band inside his neck. It's like a little worm or a fishing hook. Again, just the simple one line for the mouth. Uh-oh, getting black all over myself. Then for the wings, oh, this guy's beak. So then we want to make him some wings. So you just go up. And his other wing kind of curves all the way around. And then we just make him a little tail. Same with the other guy. So, oops, that's very watery. Just make his wing. That, and then you will need to draw out a tail for him or her. Oh, the legs. And then I can begin to fill in all of these spaces. Again, if you mess up, that's no problem. Go and wait until it dries and you can go in. You can go in with like the red or the orange to fix it. Oops. Made it too thick. But that's okay. So this part takes a bit of care, it takes a bit of time. And this part right here. So to create this part, you can skip it, but if you want to include it, I'm just feathering out using my brush like that. And I will just not fill it in. So I'll leave it as it is. Next year when I do the cranes, let's have 3 cranes. Last year we only had 1. Totally forgot that this guy has another wing, so I will go ahead, add that in. I added too much paint here, but his body should be a little bit skinnier. That's okay. Okay, so something like that. This looks very messy to me. See if I can get that more blurry. See if I can take my tape off. Yes. Always the best part. Oh, white borders are so nice. So that's the end of our class today. We finished a little bit early. No, it's spreading. Go back. Go back. And again, if you don't like the outline of your bird, that's not a problem. Just go back and cover the other areas with orange. Okay. Who's still here on my meeting? Okay, everybody, thank you so much for coming out to class today. I think everybody's
Thank
working.
you.
You're so welcome. Please send your work to me. Send a picture of your work for me.